And welcome once again to another episode of Stu Him Productions presents
J&M Solve the World. I am James.
And I am Matt. And as you can see, we have something very special tonight.
Mystery box.
Now,
it is to me anyway.
It's a mystery to him, not to me. And seeing how the package was sent, I'm worried.
There's some assembly required?
No.
Oh.
No, it's fragile.
Fragile.
Yeah. It's fragile. So, without further ado,
I brought this over here just for that.
okay, go right ahead. Now, James has no idea what it is.
No idea.
But I will say this. No other podcast that I've seen has this.
That's scary. Because I've seen a lot of shit on podcasts. It's paper.
Hey! It's packing paper. Ooh.
Oop. Uh-oh. That feels like a glass.
Yep.
Or do I need to open that first?
No, go right ahead.
You sound like Jim Cornette going through his notes. Limited. Oh my goodness.
Now, can't really see it.
It's limited edition. J&M Solve the World 2022 tumblers.
Rocks glasses.
Rocks glasses.
Yeah.
This must be. Oh, Jesus. Everything else in that box?
Two more. Guess not.
So where's Crickets when we need him?
You know, I don't know. But
He might have got tied up at the Legion.
Figuratively or literally?
Either or.
And that's not a butt plug.
That's not. It's not.
No.
Oh man, I hadn't seen that on a podcast yet. Get the right angle. Don't want to drop it in the middle of the table.
Oh shit!
Look at that.
You may not be able to see it, but
here again, it says limited edition. J&M Solve the World 2022.
So, I mean, if you can't see it right now, don't worry, because when I do upload this, I will upload pictures, and you'll see them. They'll pop up. I'll probably pop the picture up like right here.
It'd probably show up better if there was whiskey in it.
True, but ooh, wait a second.
First on J&M, he's left the table. Well, during the video podcast. Ooh, we're going to light it up, see what happens. Because as we know, Halloween is over, but we've got 3 spooks that decided to hang around with us, so that's Larry, Curly, and Mo, for who was wondering. Or Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. Maybe Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. There you go.
Any better?
I don't think it's going to show up on camera, but
regardless, I'll take a picture and
that's cool. Those,
and I thought, why the fuck not? Because we don't advertise what alcohol we're drinking.
right.
Because nobody's paying us.
That's right.
So
No ticky, no worky.
exactly. So I mean, we might as well just have decanters.
There you go.
And then this way, we have the J&M decanter with our own rocks glasses. So when we're doing an after dark and you hear the glass and everything clinking in there, just imagine that we're drinking out of this.
There you go.
Now, if you are watching this, obviously, you know, you're watching YouTube, or
you're a fan, or you stumbled across this and wondered, what are those two fuckers talking about?
Yeah. But our After Dark series, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music Podcast, Google Podcast, and they're straight audio. There is no video to the After Darks.
Right.
Because, well,
sometimes we like to dress in comfier clothes.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Or we've recorded a J&M, saw the world, and now it's like, we're getting drunk. Let's just go fucking off the rails a little bit and just do an After Dark.
Right. And what's better about the After Darks is if something happens
yeah,
in audio, in post-production, I can fix that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to mention the name, but I won't do that.
Nah.
He feels bad enough.
Yeah. But follow us on...
The good thing about the After Darks, too, if you're like me, I listen to my podcasts and stuff while I'm at work. Because, you know, I do body work, and I have my phone on me, put my earbuds in, and I listen to Joe Rogan. Of course, I listen to us. I go back and go, what the fuck did we talk about? Yeah. But, you know, on the Spotify or the Amazon Music or whatever, you can click on it and start playing it, and you don't have to watch. I mean, you can watch the video on Spotify.
Yeah.
I haven't checked the Amazon Music yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't listened to it on Amazon yet.
But you could watch the video on there, or you can back out of it and it don't run your phone battery down near as bad just listening to it. And
right.
That way, I mean, I can listen while I'm still working, and
you can lock your screen, and because with YouTube, you lock your screen with YouTube, it stops.
It stops. Yeah. You can minimize it down to like a little bitty section, and it don't eat your battery as bad. But I don't.
Right.
You know, when I'm at work for 8, 10, 12 hours, I don't need anything else drawn if I want to listen to something all day.
Well, and you can listen to the videos on Spotify, but on YouTube, if you're actually watching them on YouTube, we'll always have something special like up here somewhere,
right,
or down in here,
like facts that we can't think of off the top of our head, and we get within a year or two, and then you actually put up it was 1968, not 1972,
right?
Yeah,
or something that we're completely off,
right?
And kind of fix it.
We kind of, you know, we do with the best of our memory.
Yeah. And we don't always have the Google machine readily available.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of tacky to be Googling while you're on video anyway. So.
Right. And unless you're the guy that sits back there.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
Cricket Man. Shout out, Andy, if you're listening.
And you better be.
Because you're part of the podcast.
Part of the show.
He's our Chick McGee to Bob and Tom. Name's not on the show, but he's usually here. We ought to give him news or sports to read or something. And it's Andy. He's sitting in, of course, we don't have any sponsors yet. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Sports talk chair.
Here's Andy sitting in the Andy sports talk chair. We can't give him sports.
No.
That's Aiden.
That's Aiden's. Yep.
Ooh, Andy can give the crop report.
There you go. What about that orange juice? What's it going to do?
Frozen concentrated orange juice.
Just like on Trading Places.
That's where I was going.
Yep. Great
but
minds think alike sometimes.
exactly. But in case you missed it, on one of the other podcasts, we did get our table done. J and M solve the world.
You got your ashtray over there,
Yeah. Again, something else.
Shout out to everybody that worked so hard on this table. You, me, Ann, Amanda.
Yeah.
Thank us.
Again, something else that I've not seen on any other podcast.
The name and the table with bottle caps?
Yes.
No.
Under epoxy.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got the idea from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah.
Their big ass redwood table that was carved.
Right.
Yeah. The Reaper was carved into it, and then Sam Crow and everything. But bottle caps is so much better because, well,
we're not carvers.
No. And I'm not. I looked into what that would cost.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I might be able to airbrush something, but carving.
Well, and if we were going to carve something, I'd want to do our the actual logo that we've decided on that I can't seem to get on anything but my computer. Because anytime I try to put it on, like trying to do new business cards or whatnot, it always comes out wrong. And I'm trying to remember what side it was so I can change the colors like to what we decided on.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Something to look forward to.
Yeah, you know, when we get the bigger, we get that big money check.
So we can build a studio.
Yeah. We'll call it that the big money check. We'll call the Powerball.
There you go. I bought a ticket Friday.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about anybody winning it, so I don't guess I won it.
No, and apparently there were 2 tickets sold in California that were close.
Really?
They were, I think they were the 5. They just didn't have the Powerball. So they got that $1 million prize. Unless they had the Power Play, then they got that $2 million prize.
I could live with that.
I mean,
if you had to, you know,
I think I can make it work.
Yeah. Even after giving Uncle Sam his portion, you know.
Yeah. You know, we got to talking at the office the other day, and yeah, I work in an office, but it was like, would you continue working if you won the Powerball? And
it had to depend on how big that sumbitch was.
Okay, let's say, you know, 100 plus.
Million?
Yep, 100 million plus. Would you keep working?
I would write Kevin a check for
whatever he's asking for the shop.
No, I'd just write him a check for about 3 months' salary and say, "There's my notice. I'll be back later to pick up my toolbox." No, I wouldn't leave him in that big. I mean, we're booking out work into January now.
Yeah.
I'd at least give him enough notice where, I mean, I'd keep working until he could either figure out, okay, this is my end date or whatever, and let all the customers know and stuff like that. I wouldn't just not show up Monday, you know.
Right.
Well, I might show up really fucking hungover Monday because I'd be going and buying some, I don't know, 24-year-old scotch or some shit like that. I'd be, well, I'd probably be late Monday because I would be flying to Scotland to pick up some 24-year-old scotch.
You know, we got to talking about it.
He told me years ago, I was telling him the story about when Metallica signed, what's his name, Trejo?
Yeah, Robert Trejo.
Robert Trejo.
Yeah.
And they said, here's $1 million. This is no bullshit. We want you as our bass player.
Right.
I was telling Kevin that. He goes, yeah, if you ever get that deal, just leave your keys in the key drop. You know.
We talked about it, and I'm like, yeah, I would continue working, but for myself.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, I'd have to have something to do.
I'd be no longer making money for somebody else.
No, of course.
No. You know, and I like,
I'd have so much shit to do around here. I mean, it would be building a new recording studio, band practice facility just for itself, not in the garage. Podcast studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go buy a new truck. You know, I wouldn't buy a new house. I mean, house is fine. I would just
Upgrade.
You know, build, like I say, recording studio, podcast studio, gym.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I like going to the gym, but if you had your own though, you wouldn't have to worry about anybody else.
Right. But I mean, here's the thing. With
Would you have the inspiration to go to it if you could just walk to it?
Right.
Right.
You know,
but I'd probably have more inspiration to go if I hadn't worked 12 hours on Thursday and then busted my ass all day Friday, and then was tired as fuck, and then we decided to go this morning, and it's like, yeah. I mean, my inspiration was you and Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, yeah, we're going. It's like, okay, I don't know how this is going to work out, but it worked out fine.
I would, I'd get my FFL,
Mm-hmm.
and here's the beauty of it.
You'd have to, if you done that, and you opened a store, you'd have to make it an LLC.
Right. But see, now here's the thing.
That way, if you got sued, the only thing they could take was your business.
Right. But here's the thing, though, is the ATF. I mean, it may have changed in the last couple of years, but
right.
In order to have an FFL, to be a federal firearms licensed dealer, you have to have a storefront and you have to have hours.
Right.
Now, those hours, it could be from 12 to 1 on Wednesdays.
Right.
Those are my business hours.
There you go.
You know, or appointment only.
Right.
But you know, I'd build a truck.
Mm-hmm.
I would do one of the kit trucks. I'm not going to name them because they ain't paying us. But yeah, I'd crate motor. You know, I would. It wouldn't be. I would build it to be an everyday driver if I wanted to.
Right.
But you know, I've already got the house. Well, I'm sorry. I have the house idea, and I know where I can get the plans, and the house isn't going to cost me an arm and a leg.
Right.
What's going to cost me is location and land is
right.
But, you know, like my grandfather said one time, they don't make more land.
Nope.
So
until we start colonizing underneath the ocean or on the moon,
or we invade and take over a country.
I wouldn't want to be one of the first colonists, though.
No, no. But I mean, you know, looking at it,
of course, too. You know, you wouldn't necessarily have to buy land where you're living now. If you won that kind of money, you could buy something a lot cheaper out here.
Yeah.
You know, because you wouldn't need to have that job in Kansas City.
Right. But I do like the conveniences up there.
Yeah.
You know, not knocking the towns or the big city south of here, but I'm not getting an amazing steak or amazing barbecue. Choices of amazing barbecue.
why we do it out there on the big green egg.
True. But if I can go someplace, it's just like changing my oil. I can change my own oil, but there's people that get paid to change the oil.
You haven't had that prime rib and buffalo yet, though, either.
I'm not a big prime rib fan.
I think you would like this.
Well, I mean, probably.
Because it's sliced about that thick.
Mm-hmm.
And then they apparently put it on the grill. They season it and put it on the grill. Because it's not, most prime rib I've ever had is sliced right off the roast, and it's pink. Most of it's pink except for a little dark around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this here is apparently seared on the grill, and it's freaking huge. We were talking about earlier, since football season's over now.
High school.
Amanda and Ann and I will have it because they do it on Fridays.
Yeah.
They do it on Saturdays if they have any left, and they do it on Sundays if they have any left.
Right.
So it's like, now since football season's over with, one of these evenings after I get home from work, we're gonna go split one between the three of us because the motherfucker's about that long, about that wide, and that thick. It's $28 for that and two sides. But she goes, oh yeah, you can split it. It's like, one of them would do all three of us because Amanda's got the tiny tummy now.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate more than half of one once, and I regretted it, and brought the other half of the part home for Ann. And she had plenty, but I ate way too much because I was starving.
Text our favorite Floridian Italian.
Okie dokie.
And see if he, see how he's feeling.
I just thought, well, I could text him, but it's like, no. No.
No, there's a piece of land up there. It's 39 and a half acres.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, it's across from a school, the middle school, high school, and everything. But there's so many. I mean, there's a clearing behind a bunch of trees, and just relocate trees for the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
But then leave all the trees surrounding the property and just put the house right in the middle.
You don't know how many people I've known that worked their careers in Kansas City,
mm-hmm.
and they moved down here, and they'd buy 40 acres of timber and would build in the middle of it because I don't want to see people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's a natural acoustic too.
I text him, what's up? He's like, my dick.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a good thing.
It's like, well, I guess I'll let you handle that on your own.
Well, do we want to try to get him on the video?
Sure.
We can do this. We have the ability.
Not really, just folding socks.
Ah, son of a bitch. All right. There's the cord if you want to plug it in.
To
your phone?
To my phone?
Oh, we're using my phone.
That's right.
Kind of hard to record a video and talk on the phone at the same time. Hello? Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Hey, you're on speaker.
Hey, you're on the air.
What? For real?
What?
You're
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, you're live.
No.
Yeah.
Well, then I must say that when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That's
That-
amore.
Amore.
Okay, so we're pulling you halfway into this conversation, and you'll see the video. But James, why don't you explain to Dwight what we just got?
Hey, I'm gonna switch over to my headphones real quick. Give me
All right.
1 second.
All right.
Oh, son of a...
What? Stouter in the rocks glass?
Yeah, apparently taking it off the ice.
All right, here I am. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can.
Yep.
So amazing.
Okay. We have a decanter and
Uh-huh.
2 rocks glasses that say limited edition
Edition.
2022
Uh-huh.
J&M Solve the World.
What do I got to blow to get one of those?
Well, funny you should say.
Oh, wait. We're recording. Never mind. Listen, I'm on the air. Can you mute that, honey, please? Just get the preparation aids, honey, so I can sit down and talk to these guys, okay? Sweetie, thank you. God.
Oh my God. Okay, and you've seen
Yeah. Nice, dude. Nice, though. Seriously. Oh, that's fucking cool.
and it goes along with our table.
Uh-huh.
So, I've not seen any other podcast with their own decanter.
Rogan's probably going to try to upstage us now. I've had one for years. If he says that, then we know somebody in his team is watching.
Hey, I'm all
Right?
about it. But he also obviously is getting sponsored
Mm-hmm.
because he is name dropping like all these alcohols.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
So we were talking about, would you continue working if you won 100 million plus?
Oh, hell yeah. Just upon arrival at my employer, the attitude would just be a little different.
Okay.
That's what would be my biggest problem is like you having one of them shit days, you'd be like, fuck it, I'm going home.
Well, see, that's why the military, if somebody wins a substantial amount of money or inherits a substantial amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you get an honorable discharge.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Did not know this.
Well, they give you a choice because there was a kid in my unit in the Marine Corps. He was raised by his grandparents, and they had passed away, and he inherited like $3.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Holy balls.
Yeah. Here is an E2 in the Marine Corps, and this was 1993. He decided that he wanted to finish out his contract. He could not re-enlist. They would not allow it. But he finished out his contract. They moved him up to regimental headquarters, and he had his own parking spot.
So basically, he got the Elvis treatment.
Oh, yeah. Because he was driving a better car than a full bird colonel.
Right.
Well, that's a cake job, too, right? So it's like,
Yeah, he was the colonel's
that point-
driver.
Right.
oh, man, that's like, isn't that like one of the top 3 or 5 that we all dreamed of? Like,
Yeah.
I want to be at Cherry Point and I want to drive a colonel around, right?
Yep.
And the orders come out. You're going to Pendleton. You're staying here in 29 Palms. You're fucking at. I don't know if you knew him, man. We had one guy going to Guam, or not Guam.
Guantanamo Bay?
There was one guy going to Guam. There was another guy, going to Guantanamo, and we were like, well, you'll save a bunch of money.
Well, I
Yeah.
volunteered. I mean, that was like my first duty station of choice was Guantanamo Bay.
Really?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go to Cuba for a year?
I mean, it's not. I mean, the lack of excitement aside. I mean, again, that's not a bad gig. There's a lot of shitty gigs out there.
I mean, you couldn't leave the base, though, could you?
I don't know. I never got to go.
Well, even if you could, how far are you going to go?
Because you're
To the beach?
Because the base is its own little country there.
Yeah.
on a restricted island.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
sure,
there's
I'm sure,
there's
I'm sure you
there's
can get us hold of somebody that can bring you some Cuban cigars. Though.
cigars. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, I guarantee it. But no, I mean, you know, I would not. I would still work, but it would be for myself. I'm done making money for somebody else.
You could buy anything you wanted at that point, you know.
Right.
Right? Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Like you could buy your own, like whatever
Well,
business.
You'd have to have something to do.
yeah, and we were just
some reason to get up in the morning.
and we
Oh,
were
yeah.
just talking.
Yeah.
You know, build cars,
Mhm.
build fucking guitars or basses.
Right.
Take lessons out the ass and learn to play fucking everything.
There you go.
Mhm.
You know, just do whatever the fuck I wanted.
You could fly in Joe Satriani for a guitar lesson.
Yeah. Why the fuck not?
Wait, now we might ought to say 100 million might not be enough for that. We might need to get that $1 billion Powerball that's going on
Shit.
to get those.
You're telling me.
I mean, the
A
first
news station alert has arrived.
Okay, that was my phone.
Son of a bitch.
But
Oh, it's because you said Joe's name.
that's what it was. The very first thing I would do, I'd take like $1 million of it and put it in a retirement deal that I couldn't touch till I turned 65, in case I got stupid and blew all the rest of it. I'd have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like I own a private jet. Well, that'd be stupid. Just lease the motherfucker.
Right.
I'd call my attorney. Because there's a lot of stupid shit in the world, and you just gotta let that stuff go. Because I mean, you gotta live your life, right? But man, there's probably like 3 motherfuckers that, I would. Yeah, if I had that kind of money, and call a lawyer up and go, listen, I'm about to go punch a motherfucker in the face. So bail me out and throw some insanity shit at that and get me the fuck out of this motherfucker. And then I would just go whoop some ass. And then do what you said, invest something wisely. You know what I mean?
Right.
you know,
I mean, like I say, I like
You
to
know,
take at least
it's
$1
not
million
a-
to just put into a retirement account that I could not touch until I was
Yeah.
65.
Yeah.
But if I died
Well, now's
before, we go to whoever.
Fuck, now's the time to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, I just, you know, I would take care of my daughter more so than I already do, obviously, because she's got dad just,
No, surely not.
yeah. Yeah.
Of course, Stewart Farms here would become an LLC, and I'd hire Amanda.
There you
She'd
go.
just be on the payroll,
Yeah.
you know. Because if you give somebody money, the taxes on it is stupid high.
Right.
But if you put them on the payroll,
Yeah.
so she makes $200,000 a year or whatever you determine, you know.
Mhm.
How old is she?
She is 41.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. So.
Yep.
All right, I was gonna say if if it happened tomorrow,
Mhm.
and it was my son being 18, almost 19,
Mhm.
like you're on the payroll and you're definitely actually gonna fucking work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I used to do a lot of flooring and stuff on the beaches, you know, out there, and you could definitely tell the people that earned their money, they were more down to earth and stuff, versus the
Oh,
people
yeah.
that just, you know, came into it and it was like, you know, somebody that's cool and down to earth and throws you a $20 tip at the end of a 3-day job,
Yeah.
versus somebody who screams and yells and hollers the whole time, and then, I mean, acts like, you know,
Right.
acts like you're asking for a kidney when they give you a 7-ounce bottle of water. It's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
obviously,
Well,
You're-
yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like the grandsons, I won't help them out, but they're going to have to make their own way.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
even if you set them up really awesome though, you
Right.
like you're saying, like you don't make them the VIP or the VP. You
Right.
make them the fucking mailroom guy for a minute, you know, and go, listen,
Right.
this is all you got to do is just not fucking destroy yourself, and you can
That you
get
know,
this.
that was one thing about where Ann retired from Superior Gearbox here in Buffalo. The 2 boys that owned it, that they have a plant in Stockton and a plant in Buffalo. They do most of the manufacturing in Stockton and assembly in Buffalo. All of their kids have to go work the floor in their summer break. They're out there assembling and everything. They make them boys go work just like everybody else. You know, I don't know what they pay them. You know,
Right.
They probably get paid more than everybody else, but or maybe not. You know, but they bring him in. They just like, yeah, he's working the summer. Da 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 da. Treat him like anybody else. And these guys got a lot of money,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Well, I think now here's what's going to happen. Dwight, you're going to hang on. We're going to end the video. And then we're going to sit here and bullshit for a bit. Okay?
Still being recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an after dark.
Right.
Maybe. Or
Or for something.
Maybe a before dark.
Just being recorded, so I know not to express my true homosexual desires for the two of you strapping young lads.
I mean, this could be an after dark.
You never know.
Yeah.
Holy dog balls! All right, well hey man, thanks for having me, and to the tens of listeners, you guys are the shit, and fucking A.
Hey, we had a listener in Australia last week.
Oh yeah.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
On the Bobby.
We've got less than 1% in India, less than 1% in the UK, and less than 1% in Australia.
We're going.
That's more than that. You're global. You guys are global, man.
Hell yeah.
Man. I mean, shit. That's about the Yankees' batting average in the goddamn divisional series. But anyway, I'll bear that heartache by myself.
Less than 1%.
Fuck, it was like 127 or something, the batting average. It was disgusting. It was like, really? Anyway, that's my pain.
That reminded me of the 04 Cardinals that won 105 games and swept everybody. Or didn't sweep, but rolled over everybody in the divisional round, then got to the World Series against Boston and couldn't hit the fucking ball for 4 games.
I was a St. Louis fan in that moment because you know how that goes.
Yeah.
New York. All right.
All right, brother. You hang on. Hang out.
Yeah, man.
Yep. All right. Until next time, keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter. You've just watched another. God damn it! You've just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions presents
J&M Solve the World. I have been James,
and I've been Matt. And until next time, keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Peace.